Hello, and welcome back for our 11th episode of Standing Stones. I'm excited to see what trouble we get into today. Um, Shenanigans. We never get into actual trouble. What? Um, Before we do, though, I'm going to say a few words about our sponsors, let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll jump into it. So starting off with sponsors, I've got some links to put in chat here. They are Fundamental RPG, which is the system that this game runs on. It's a D20 system that you can use for anything from high fantasy all the way up to sci-fi and everything in between. So go check that out. You can pick it up on Amazon for the physical copy, or if you like digital versions better, if you want a PDF, you can get that at coffee.com/raven, like it says at the bottom of the screen. And until the end of the month, the PDF version is half off, so you can pick that up for less than $10. So pretty good deal there. And then also at coffee.com/raven, you can check out Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. A bunch of really cool products with a tabletop theme to them. Go check that out. You'll probably find something that you will enjoy. And then Die Hard Dice. They sell incredible polymer and metal dice sets and a lot of dice adjacent things. You can check out all of their products at dieharddice.com. In particular, I recommend checking out the Fey Bloom set. It's really, really cool. It's a neat sort of purple and blue gradient. I really like that set. But if you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word, capital B, you can get 10% off your entire order. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or any others on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All that out of the way, let's get everybody introduced as well as their characters. I'll go to the top left with Zan. Tell us a little bit about Finn and yourself.
Yeah, I am Zan. I am a professional GM content creator for a whole bunch of really great games out there. And yeah, I am playing Finn Karst, who thought that they were a riverbound their whole kind of existence, and come to find out that maybe they're a lakebound instead. So, hey, it's not really a kids movie without an I didn't know I was not a kids, but a coming of age movie without an I didn't know I was adopted moment. So that's where I'm looking forward to exploring that today. And yeah, Finn is water, just water. Very damp, very anxious.
Awesome. Next, we've got Icy. Tell us a little bit about Veshna and yourself.
Hello, team. I'm IC Historian at IC Historian, all the places on the internet that I feel like being found. And I'm playing Veshna, and Veshna is a fox person who spent most of last episode as just a fox and is currently chilling by the side of a lake, having, a grade A middle school, I'm 14 years old, complete and utter emotional meltdown, which is a good time. And it's real exciting and great. And so excited to jump back into that space. And yeah, I hang out and play games, and it's fun. And that's me.
Awesome. Jay, tell us a little bit about Beckney and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Jay, or Alien Jays. I'm a writer and a game dev. You can find me on Twitter and itch.io at Alien Jays. That might be the best I've ever done that intro. Tonight I'm playing Beckney, who is a goblin who was raised as a pangolin, but definitely isn't, and now has to name a goblin baby, and they don't really understand the rituals. They're just gonna draw it out of a hat. Everyone gets a say, who cares, it's a name. You're just making sounds. And they're excited to see what is going to happen with the rest of the group, because right now they're kind of okay with everything that's happened. They don't have a lot of plans, so they're kind of along for the ride.
Awesome. And yes, that intro was just smooth as butter. It was great. Looks like I'm next. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related. My link tree is in chat, which is linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face here, which is also my Twitter. And then I play Callie, or Cauliflower, and she is your typical anime protagonist who really likes to fight and isn't super smart, but is really caring. And she's having a ball. She got to fight a harpy last session, and she did really good in the fight. So she's kind of on cloud 9 right now with that. a little concerned about this needing to go home thing though. That's concerning. She definitely doesn't want to do that. So we'll see how that goes. That's me and my character. Pat, tell us a little bit about Pyron and yourself.
Hi, I'm Pat. I'm a Tactric Online, and I play video games and role-playing games here and on my channel and a bunch of different places. And I play Pyron, who is a pangolin. He is the theater nerd, aspiring stage magician, sort of still sad boy, but distracted with all of the fun things he's getting to do with all of these fun people that we've met. And, we're not at all concerned about the letter from home because he's not going home. This is his life now. We live outside the barrier now.
Fantastic. And Hannah, tell us a little bit about Sage and yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Hannah, or Wohenna Online, wherever I am online. And today I'm playing Sage, who is a fawn type character, possibly created from sticks and stones. Probably won't break your bones. That's Callie's job. Has been having a good time finding out that they have siblings and all these nibblings. Well, a sibling and many nibblings. And we have to have a team meeting to discuss the going home, because I did not think that was necessarily on the table for all of us. And that's me.
All right. Last but not least, Calliope, tell us about yourself and this really cool world that you've put together, and take it away.
Hello, I'm Calliope, and I am middle school teacher and a PhD student learning about role-playing games and middle school brains. And when I'm not here, you can find me over on Zan's channel, thinking about different indie role-playing games that don't use really any dice lately. And we are picking it up from where we left off last week. And we are going to start back at the camp of the fawns. And I think this is right after Callie has returned home after beating the harpy and sort of delivering the foxes safely to the edge of the lake. I'm imagining that this is like in the first aid room, and Pyron and Sage and Satriel are there. I don't think that Callie actually got really very hurt at all. But if I remembered that correctly. But
I don't think I took any damage at all.
I don't think that matters. I think there's a lot of fussing going on over you.
I see.
But maybe not. But I'd like to start there. And Satriel is sort of looking you over to make sure that you are fine, and is interested kind of in what happened and sort of asking you about that. Sage, what are you doing?
I like to imagine that like Sage is like, okay, Callie is not physically hurt, but let's check our capacities right now, and is doing like those like follow my finger, what am I holding up kinds of tests.
Nice. And Pyron, I don't know that you're doing anything in particular that's helpful, although you certainly can be, but I also think Pyron likes to be in the know. And this is the biggest action going on right now because all the fawns are kind of taking a siesta.
I think maybe Pyron was like already in this room, like looking for supplies and stuff to use as like party things. And then all of this medicine just started happening around him. And he was just like, yes, that was what I was here for.
Nice.
I am helping.
So Satriel starts by asking you, and what of the harpy? What happened to the harpy? That would be for Callie, because nobody else would know.
Oh, sorry. Wow,
perhaps they did
zoned out for a second there.
Perhaps she did hit her head. Sage, make sure you do some of the more complex tests as well to make sure all of the capacities are still working.
I apologize in advance. My ADHD is really bad today, so I have had occasional spots where I just like am just gone for like 5 seconds, and then I'm back and I'm like, what happened? This was one of those times. Yes, Callie would be really hamming it up on the story about, you know, what happened, and then, you know, when people are fussing over her, she's just like, I'm fine. She's uncomfortable with all the attention in that way. But yeah, she tells this very compelling, slightly exaggerated story of what happened and how she won the fight and how the harpy flew away.
They're not very intelligent, but they are fearsome. It is good that you kept them away, him away from our band of foxes, and they made it to the lake.
Yep, they made it to the lake, and I couldn't really see what was happening down there, but looks like they did the thing that they were supposed to do, and yeah, the harpy flew away, so everything was safe.
That's incredible, Callie. You did amazing.
And Callie just does the like big smile with like the red cheeks and everything.
This is good. But Sage has some news for you from home. Is this now that Callie is back, is it time to gather everyone who is here, or will you wait for Veshna to return?
I wouldn't want to discuss all of, like, I can tell Callie that's not a problem, but I don't want to, like, we're not going to make any decisions if everyone's not here, because I know that Veshna was part of, like, the group that was like, let's ditch, as I recall. Callie, Faunus says that the parental units back in the village are not taking our disappearance well.
I think that you should also invite your pangolin friend who is hiding in the medicine cabinet to come and join us in this conversation. It's all right. You may borrow supplies and you may come out and be part of this conversation.
And we'd have to talk to Beckney, and then, like, obviously we'd have to talk to Veshna, and then we want to make sure that Fenn's okay, and
yeah, but your pangolin friend is literally standing right there in the closet. So what?
Pirate, are you okay?
I start shuffling over, like staring at my feet, like after getting called out.
I think Callie's initial reaction to that news is just sort of like I forget what part of Firefly it is, but there's a scene where Wash is just like, do we care? Are we caring about that? And that's sort of Callie's reaction is like, oh, they're concerned. Oh, okay.
This is good feedback. So I know your opinion now.
Kind of bad, but not.
I'm
really.
trying to think where that's from.
We could send like a note or something. If someone knows how to write, they could send it, and we'll just say we're all good. Bye.
Yeah, but whoever gets sent back has to deal with all their questions.
I was gonna say, is it like a wanted poster that was sent? Like, are we?
No. What did the letter say?
So above the table, I can't exactly remember because I'm on vacation and I don't have my notebook with me, but it basically says that the families are upset and missing you, and that Faunus is requesting that you return at your earliest convenience.
So that.
Wasn't there something about squirrels that deliver messages or something that maybe we could send it with one of them?
The problem is the squirrels stop having our magical influence once they get past the barrier, and then it's kind of up to chance if they actually make it to their destination. We can try. Perhaps the village isn't too far. If we find a flying squirrel and build some sort of slingshot.
Callie was actually about to suggest, like, maybe if we just like went back to the edge, and then we could like tie it to a rock, and then I can just
Through
throw the
its
rock
window.
really hard.
I pull out my notebook and start like making some sketches. I might be able to make that.
And Satriel is just like this entire time, just like folding up little towels or like whatever, just kind of listening to you. And Kylie says, "Are you open to feedback on this plan?"
Yes.
If you have a better way to fly the squirrels in, we are 100% open to hearing.
I don't even think that plan was in character, but that's fine.
Oh no, it totally was for Callie.
Oh,
Callie's
good.
absolutely suggesting just throwing a rock with the note into the barrier. Also, I just have to read this for anybody that can't see chat. Alex said, quote unquote, "We're good, bye. A letter 100% transmitting that either summer camp is truly amazing or 100% the child is dead. Compare the handwriting with school notebooks."
I feel like Vesha's the only one who would have a school notebook.
Yeah.
Did any of us go to school?
I didn't bring mine with me. Like, we
Not
had
Callie.
one, but I didn't take it.
So Satriel sits down and looks thoughtful and says, "I won't tell you what you must do, but I will tell you this. Faunus is my parent as well. If Faunus asks me to do something, it is very rare, and I will always do it."
I want to do what Faunus asks at any given moment, but this is not just about me. I can take myself back to town and follow Faunus's orders. I can't force my friends to go back if they don't want to. I can advise and suggest and like that, but I'm not an authority.
No, and Faunus's letter does not indicate that you should see yourself as such, I don't believe. But Hiren and Callie, are the sins of your family so bad that you would not see them again? Are they such that you would never see them again and that you would have them worry about you forever?
Anna, I'm more worried about my things, because I think like if I go back there, I'm gonna get like, I mean, it's not exactly prison, but I don't think I'll be seeing the outside of anywhere forever.
Wisteria
probably
has
not
to
much
leave
better
town
off.
eventually.
Oh, I didn't. I had kind of blocked that part of my memory out. I was just more thinking of the mayor.
Yeah,
You're his
Wisteria
child.
could be a whole other set of problems.
It would be my thought that Faunus would not request you return if they did not feel it would be in everyone's best interest.
And this is all stuff I was intending to discuss with them, but so yeah.
And I mean, my folks are okay, I guess. They're just way too obsessed with vegetables. I mean, my name's Cauliflower. That's what I was thinking, like a note saying, a nice note saying I'm okay, love you, but can't be around you for a while.
Satriel is looking at you like, what's wrong with names that are about vegetables?
Callie's just like, I'm just saying that it's an obsession with them, and it's an unhealthy obsession. They knew I was going to do this at some point anyways. It's just a little sooner than expected.
You worry about your friend Veshna and your friend Finn, who are not here, and you wonder where they are and how they are doing, but you do not think that your parents would do the same for you?
Again, a note. That's that I think that would be sufficient to solve everything.
You know, a note
like-
might actually be better, at least for some families. Like, some parents, you know, seem to really be into paperwork and logistics. So, like, the mayor might actually appreciate that more, really. And also, I mean, I had been planning on. So I was gonna run away to begin with at some point, and I feel like now if we go back, it's gonna be a lot harder to do it a second time.
You have to at least tell him that you're not coming back to be mayor. He has to know that he needs to pick a new one.
Part of being a grown being is also not always running away. And it is okay to have differences and stand up for them. I will let you think on this, and whatever you decide, I will support you. But I do feel that Faunus would not have asked you if they did not feel it was important.
I think my role is the serious one who considers things seriously supplanted by my own sibling.
And and they're kind of gonna give you a look and be like, yeah, right? Okay. We're on the same page here, Sage? Right. Okay.
I was going to talk to them about it.
Oh, I would assume that you will speak with them about it more.
Yes.
You will need to have private conversations. I just wanted to tell you what my perspective is as someone who is considerably older than all of you. And I think they're gonna give you like a little hug and sort of leave you to think about it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Here's the thought, Pirate. If, and this is a thing we're not deciding now, but if we go back to tell them and then we need to skedaddle again, I still have the lodestone so we can do magic for a brief amount of time in the barrier so that we can get out. Just consider that within your consideration.
But you've only got one of those, right?
I do. Only have the one. And I will use it for you if we decide we have to go back to tell them and then we have to get out and it requires magic in a heartbeat.
No, you should hold on to it and do something cool. Like, what happens if you want to make somebody out of muds and sticks one day?
Then I just leave the barrier. I'm not attached to the place
yeah.
the way that Faunus is. It's a nice house.
That was a yeah, that makes sense.
Callie kind of stammers for a little bit. It's like, well, I'll whatever you're gonna do, Sage, I'll go with you. If you want to stay or go.
We still definitely have stuff to do out here. And it's really nice having magic, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But all of our parents are probably worried, except for maybe Faunus, who knew in advance what was happening. And might still be worried. Who knows? Besides,
So
it's
I'm
probably
gonna-
more.
Oh, go ahead.
So it's probably more youthfully rebellious for us to outright tell them that we're running away and then do it, than to just disappear in the night and it be a mystery.
I suppose. I mean, I
So
thought
I'm
they would
gonna
have been okay. They've got broccoli and garlic and parsnip. I mean, they've got other kids.
Rutabaga.
Yeah, I just didn't think they'd miss
Rutabaga is
one.
such a handful.
Oh my god. A little turnip on the way.
Mhm.
But yeah, Callie's like, I didn't think they'd miss one kid.
I think it would be frightening for your child to suddenly disappear with no warning. Probably. I mean, if Limebug just... Literally, Limebug did that!
I mean, yeah, but Limebug is like a baby. And I can like beat up a harpy.
I think that parents don't ever stop seeing you as babies, maybe.
That's weird.
Not fully. Parents are weird.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, Sage, I'll go along with it.
Well, we have to discuss it with everyone, so it's not like we've decided anything yet.
All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys there, and I want to move over to so Fen, when we last left you, you had been like shocked back into a puddle by all the goings on, right? You'd been healed from almost death, and then you sort of passed out with way too much information. And as you come back to consciousness, it's like you're being held in a little dish of another person who's just sort of like, I think it's like the sort of equivalent of like a big hug of like someone who's sick, right? If you didn't actually have bones and whatever. And what do you do?
I think first is the there's kind of a sudden stillness that comes with like waking up in this strange situation, and then just good morning, evening, hi.
And I think the bowl like also goes very, very still and sort of disappears from you. It's like, hey, you're awake now.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to float away by accident again while you were resting. Look, I'm Una, and I came on really strong the last time you were awake, and I'm trying not to do that. I've been waiting for you to come back my entire life, and now you're here, but I kind of forgot that you'd be a stranger when you came back. So, hi, I'm Una. I bet you have some questions.
I am like 98% questions at this present moment.
And I'm like 98% anxiety and 2% questions.
Cool. That's cool. So why is everyone just exactly like pretend that you're talking to a pangolin that would rather be like tap dancing at this exact moment, and simple version.
Like start at the beginning.
Yeah, why am I not? Well, why am I with y'all, but I wasn't with y'all? Yeah, beginning, please.
Okay, so that specific question is maybe not one I can answer, but I have lots of other questions I can answer. Like, so this cave alcove in the shore, this is our home. And that's our flower. But it's new, and I'm the first one from it, which is why I'm called Una, because I'm the first. It's not very creative, but no one was there to name me, so they just called me the first one. And what do they call you?
Finn, kind of the name for what they call them, the Finn folk.
They named you Swamp?
Not very creative either.
Remember this like coming on kind of strong thing I would like to tell you what your real name is, but I don't want to weird you out. I'll table that. When you're ready, ask.
Okay, yeah.
So you're the. Sometimes the flower grows in a new tendril, and that's me. I'm the first one who came from that, but you're the second one who came from that, and I'm supposed to protect you and take care of you. But I was little and by myself, and I couldn't take care of you well enough. And there was a flood, and you went away before you had come out entirely, and I haven't seen you since. But I've sung for you every day. I sang for you before you left, and you would put your little hand thing up against the edge. But so where have you been?
I've been in the town, inside the bubble, in the river.
In the Nullfield?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very odd. Who have you been with?
The Finn folk, the riverbound, Cress and other adults.
Euglena?
And Euglena
And I think Lily, maybe?
And Lily, or the are the elders of that branch.
Okay, so I don't know much about them. We don't really talk to them. I don't know. That's from a long time ago. But there's a group, right? There's 3 of them, and they're partners, and they're life partners, and they work together. That's what's supposed to happen with us, and whoever else comes.
Oh.
And then when in a long time, when we're older, then there can be a new circle.
Yeah,
I'm really trying not to weird you out. I know it's a lot.
Okay. Why did everybody have black stones?
Because you've been gone. Because we've missed you.
Do we not go missing ever? Do we not leave? Do we just what do we do?
We hang out. I don't know. We're here, and you can go up and down the river that comes from the end of the lake. I mean, we never go as far as the Nullfield or the waterfall, and we talk to the goblins who live on the other side of the lake, and try to help them where we can. They have a tough time, and we take care of the lake. We sing.
Oh, my rock. Did anybody bring a stone with them?
No.
And they.
No, the stone, it did not come.
Okay. Okay.
How did you get here? Here.
Here outside the barrier here, or here, like here
in the alcove, like in the lake.
Of my. Veshna, I think. Foxes brought me. It's really not super clear.
Well, we can ask. We can have someone ask.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah. But we don't, I mean, sometimes people end, right? They dissipate into the lake when they're very old, but they don't disappear.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to think that you had disappeared forever.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. No, yeah, I guess I'm here now. I'm still really confused as to what that means, but I think I need to go let my friends know that I'm okay. They got me out here, and we kind of left together.
I really just don't want to let you out of my sight, and I'll be really quiet. But the last time I saw you, a flood ripped you out of my hands, and I have been alone for the rest of my life. And I am trying really hard to be cool, but I really can't not look at you for a while, because I'm really afraid you're going to disappear again. And if you want to go somewhere, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you to feel like trapped here. Can I come with you, please?
Sure. I don't really feel like I have a say in this at the moment, since you kind of saved me. So
that was everybody. That wasn't just me. That was everybody. Everybody came together. I'm not loud enough by myself.
Right. Okay. So sure. Yeah. Okay. That's sure thing, Una. Yeah.
I could show you where the shore is. Would that be useful?
Yeah, that would be really useful. Yeah.
Okay. Can I give you a tour? Like on the way? Can I
sure,
show
yeah.
you?
Yeah. I don't I really want to let folks know that that I'm okay. The ones who brought me here, but sure, a real quick version.
We'll go along.
No, I get it. I'm just worried that my friends think I'm dead.
I don't want them to think that. I know what that's like. And I think they show you, and there are this lake. So the lake, I think the river that's at the at the falls starts here in this lake. And the lake is really long and thin. And it's very wide, and it's big lake, but it's longer than it is, east-west is longer than it is wide. And there's a whole section of it in the sort of northwest where the water has cut out all these little alcoves, and there are all these little tiny waterfalls, right? And as you sort of go through, you see that there are lots of riverbound here, and there are different alcoves where there's little family units, and different ones are doing different things. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of work going on. This doesn't seem to be a society that's particularly busy with things to do, but there's a lot of just sort of tending the lilies, and you see somebody with a bunch of fish, and somebody's just organizing rocks. Everyone's just sort of doing their thing, right? Everyone's doing whatever's interesting to them. And Una shows you this is where everybody gathers, and this is this is a waterfall that you can go down. It's really fun. When we're not in a hurry, you wait until you go down this waterfall. It's really fun. We do this a lot.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Sometimes it's fun to do it when you're pulled together into a shape, but it's also really fun to just completely collapse at the top and blub down. It feels so weird. You might throw up a little bit at first, but it's worth it.
Yeah, you had me, and now I'm a little bit less certain, but I'm still.
Well, it just
certain
spins you around and spins you around, and it's so fun at the end. You're like, whoa.
Okay.
You just gotta try it. You
Sure.
gotta try it.
Yeah. I'll definitely give it a go.
And so when Una is explaining their society and not directly sort of looking at you and being overwhelmed with you being there, they are really happy. Like you can tell they really care about where they live, and it's happy here. And they other people are respectful. Like you can tell there's like a lot of people who would really like to look at you a lot because you're new, but they are not. They are being super, like, trying really hard not to make it be a thing. And I can't continue to talk about this while all of you are talking about what Fen would vomit up because it's too distracting. Fen, okay, they would not actually
Very
vomit
upsetting
anything.
for me to think about this, and I'm processing, and
They would just be nauseous. Okay, is that fine? Or maybe
It's like when Finn lost, just their arm kind of slumped off. It's just losing mass.
Yeah.
That doesn't
okay.
make it better, but I appreciate you're trying to help me.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you. So, I think, as you sort of get closer to the edge, of where the foxes were, Una says, I want to give you space to talk to your friends if you want, but I'm just gonna be right here, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would appreciate if you can try not to listen. That would be cool. But I do just kind of like.
And their ears just fall off.
Right.
In the water.
Right. That is the thing that we do. I forgot about that. Right.
I'll just sing to myself.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure it sounded lovely last time. And then kind of when the kid that was hospitalized for a few days comes back to class and has to pretend that oh yeah, everything's cool, we're not gonna grill me with shit right now, I'm just gonna come in and we're gonna have a normal day, nobody's gonna notice. I think Finn just kind of really shyly just a wave that just doesn't stop at the shore and just kind of slinks over and slowly pulls himself together and does the looking around tableaus, trying to see if they see anyone still here.
Okay, so I want to go back in time a tiny bit. What has Veshna been doing?
So I think, what time of day is it? I know we left the earliest in the morning.
I'm gonna say it's the next morning.
Okay. So, Veshna sort of secured, gave the Fox Kits, a task that is not really a task. Basically, them having to learn how to use hands. And so have them, picking, piling sticks and then repiling them. And they are, of course, overjoyed and fascinated. It's like when you give the cat the 48th felt mouse and you're like, it is the same as the other 47, but you go, cat. So yeah. And I think Veshna is sort of picking, Like, I don't think that there's necessarily like, I don't think the lake is like particularly polluted, but I think that she's just sort of like, she has picked out a whole bunch of stuff and put it in a pile that's like not supposed to be in the lake. Like, I mean, random stuff like from the various roads and whatever that's around. And I think that she is right now repacking her stuff, getting ready to get everyone back to Satriel.
Okay.
And she doesn't think
And-
that Ben's coming back.
And so the Fox Companion, who we have not actually named, you've not actually ever asked Fox Companion what their name is, but her name is Pouncing.
Okay.
And Pouncing comes to you in fox form and looks at you and just sort of blinks at you for a while.
Hey.
And I think she's going to transform back into a super naked human. She's like, are you leaving?
I mean, we're gonna have to go back to Satriel and the Fawns. At least I do. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. So I've got to get my stuff back together because I'm probably not gonna make it if I go like this. And it's probably not great for me to rematerialize naked in front of all of my friends and a whole bunch of strangers, though they seem, like okay with that, which is great for them. But
Do you want me to put on clothes?
I wasn't gonna like. I was gonna sort of ease us.
Is that a yes?
Bipedal thing, but you are 100% going to have to figure out the clothes situation. Yeah. I was thinking we could like sort of ease our way into it, but you brought it up. I think this is a really good time for us to talk about that. You will be expected to have some sort of clothes on.
There isn't enough fur.
I suggest a pinafore. Really kind of works. They're doing a lot of sort of interesting like gender neutral designs right now. You have the utility of the pinafore with the sort of styling and aesthetic. It really is.
We can just stay another day here and see if your friend comes back.
Pouncing, I really appreciate this, but
this talking doesn't mean anything that you're doing.
I've been waiting. I don't know. I feel like I've been waiting for a lot of things to happen, Pouncing, for like a really long time. And I feel like a little bit done. So.
Can we go on an adventure?
Like right now? Or.
Yeah, let's pack your things. Let's go on an adventure. We'll go back to see Satriel and we can go back to the statue with no head and pee on it again. And we can go find new things to pounce.
Yeah. I think that we're going to find a lot of things, Pouncing. And you guys are going to get really good at piling sticks. I just need like a couple more minutes to sort myself out, and we'll have like a really good adventure, and we'll go back, and maybe you all can tell Satriel and the Fawns all about it yourselves. And I think that they'll be really excited to meet you in a different way.
Can I help you?
What do you mean?
I
think
think
that, like, she's really trying to hold it together and be the like leader of like and like the pep cheerleader, and she's just it's like clearly kind of not feeling it.
I think you can you try not being alone? And she's gonna do a little yip, and I think all the other little foxes are gonna like bloop down into fox form and come over and sort of like make a puppy pile on you. Will you be come be a fox? Come be in the pile. You will feel better. At least try. sometimes it's good to be part of a pile.
Okay. And I think like Vesha kind of like defeat like not like resigned, but just sort of like we've been through it the last like however long. I mean, I imagine like it's been like 3 or 4 days for us time, but I imagine they've been gone like a while. It's been like a lot, right? Like
Right.
And I think she's just sort of like she doesn't have much left. There's not much left in the tank. And I think she just sort of like gives up and goes back into fox form and sits in the pile.
And I hope that for Vashna, the pile is actually very like the foxes know how to do this. They know how to make a pile
Yeah.
when someone is sad.
I mean, I think that it is. I don't know how much Veshna knows how to receive that.
Sure.
Like, I think Veshna's very used to like being the plucky one and like the one with like a plan and like the sort of like director, stage manager, like I'm never like in the middle of it, but I'm sort of like whatever. And I think that at this point she's just sort of like I'm doing a lot of things that I just don't know how to do.
Right. So I think they're all like piling on you. Maybe one of them is like chewing your hair a little, but in a nice way. You know, just kind of, right. And they just sort of are making like a small sound. A small comforting sound.
Yeah.
So, and I think maybe that is when Fen shows up. When there is a pile of foxes.
And Veshna's clothing, which looks real suspect.
It's just a pile of clothing and some foxes and all of Veshna's stuff.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh no. Okay, so Veshna doesn't leave her stuff behind. She likes to know what's going on and be able to look at references and things, and there's no
Veshna.
there's no
But
oh
A
boy.
wave is here. A worried looking
God.
wave person is here.
Oh.
You need to turn into a person. Get your clothes. Run over. We'll distract them.
I feel like from Fed's perspective, you see like one fox like awkwardly dragging a dress and like everything like behind a bush.
Right,
Like,
and maybe like the tiniest fox pup has like your underwear.
Yeah, like they're all like
balls out at the most embarrassing time, and
Yeah.
like is carrying it after you, like shaking it like a dead animal. Like,
Wait, no, Veshna's gonna need that. Where, no, don't take Veshna's clothes. No, what is
And
I
all
think
the
you
rest
see
of
like a very human hand reach out and grab it from behind the bush and yank.
And in the meantime, like
giving
all the
it to
foxes are like
Fox.
doing this unbelievable like fox thing where they're trying to be super distracting and like jumping over each other, right? And like trying to be super entertaining / not at all frightening.
Yeah. I think she kind of goes back and sort of stands up and is just like, "Hey, Fen, hey."
And then all the other foxes like just sort of sit down and relax.
So that seems new.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you reach a certain age and there are some changes and they're unexpected and you just sort of roll with it. It is an adjustment for everyone. And sometimes you have 2 legs and sometimes you have 4, I guess. But I suppose you can have any number of legs, really, including fractions, decimals, and
I mean, really, no
imaginary
legs.
non-real integers.
too. Yeah, I didn't. So where is? How did I get here? Where's everybody else?
So I like to think that as this conversation is happening, all that there's like the foxes are talking amongst themselves, and only Veshna can hear, and they're like, they are terrible at this. They really just need to get in a puppy pile. Or what is going on? This is so they talk so much. Are we gonna start talking this much when we're humans? Like just sort of like this.
Veshna picks up like a pine cone in the middle of this and like throws it down the beach, hoping that they will, at least half of them maybe, will become distracted.
And then I think they all start throwing pine cones at you. Like maybe this is part of the greeting ceremony of two-legged animals when they meet each other. And they're like, they are so weird. Sorry, keep going. But I just imagine that in the background as you're having this conversation.
Yeah. She kind of like points to the little like kegs that are like on the beach. We brought you here in that actually. Those, all of them. I rinsed them out. I don't know if you're missing anything, but I rinsed them out. I like sat them in the water all night in hopes that, I don't know, all of the you would go where it belonged.
I think I'm all together again, or like what is here is me, I guess.
Great.
I feel like
Awesome. So yes. Yeah, I think Vesha absolutely like has the rock. And Vesha sort of like it's like, wait a minute, I'm sorry. This kind of came out, and I think she reaches into her bag and she's wrapped it up in like her like, I don't know, best like girl version of Pocket Square or something, like one of her dad's embroidered handkerchiefs that's like, my darling child, and like the most beautiful embroidered script ever. And she kind of like, this was in one of the things, and I didn't want it to get lost, but I don't know how this works, but it's yours. So yeah. And then I think she starts very much like, where I have a task now, and is like packing again, and it's like, yeah, so we're gonna have to go back because they're gonna think that we've died. So
Hey Veshna!
yeah.
Veshna! Something's making a loud noise in the lake. It's hurting our ears.
Cool.
It's making a singing, but it hurts my ears. It's too low.
I
Can you
think
tell it to stop?
Fen, I think a friend of yours is possibly feeling a bit neglected. There's a frequency, there's a thing happening. I can't hear it now, but I could before. But I don't want to keep you because I don't want to be in the way of this, but this is great. And I think it's a lot of just like, I don't know how to do what I have to do right now, so I'm just going to keep talking and packing until someone puts me out of my misery.
I need to go. I would like to go back too, at least, to see everybody. I'm still Finn. Still, like nothing's fundamentally. I know. No, I don't know anymore. I'm just a lot more confused. But I mean, I'm still Finn.
Yeah. Well, we brought you here in a series of jars, and I think, do you see the one down there? They're trying to like eat the pine cone. We've been over it a couple of times, but some people learn at different speeds than others. I think they ate the cap of one of the jugs, so I don't know if the distribution is going to be what it should be. But we could get back somehow, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I feel like I can take care of myself this time, at least as far as the movement goes. let's hope there's nothing scary. I would hate to see. I'm glad we all got here safe. It's pretty lucky.
Oh, it was you know, yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
I think pouncing is going to just transform their head into a human head and go, that is a lie.
Okay, so
Hi, I'm pouncing. Veshna's lying. Why? How about we bring everybody here? That seems like it would be less work for you.
And Finn will look back over at towards the water and go, well, what's kind of the guidelines? I appreciate the singing, but I know you can still hear. We can do noises and listen. It's fine. What's kind of the verdict on that?
And at the same time, I think Pouncing looks at Veshna and says, what? I'm not naked. This is a solution to all the problems.
it is not.
I mean, I'm still naked, but I have fur on.
This is horrifying.
How many nipples do you have, Water?
I am not answering that question again.
No, not you. I'm asking the water person. I know you have 2 nipples.
We are not. That is not. We talked about expected and unexpected topics of conversation.
Well, I expected to have 6 nipples. Oh,
I'm not doing this.
all this transformation stuff is a lot of work.
Then I don't know what to tell you, champ. But,
maybe I'll just have a human head and a fox body from now on.
it's horrifying, and you will be nightmare fuel.
Yes. And I think they all turn into like heads with fox bodies because they're super excited about being nightmare fuel.
I think Veshna just sort of sits down.
But the problem is also that their heads are way too heavy. So like they try to walk, but they keep falling over because they have heads that are way, way too heavy for a fox body. And it's a lot. And Una's gonna kind of slowly pop up and be like, what? Did you say something? I thought I heard my name, but I was singing, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
They're good. They're good.
Is it okay to bring guests? I mean, I would like to see around here a little bit, but I do have to see the rest of my other people, and so are we? Is it okay if a few guests come?
Yeah, of course.
Is there a dry place to sleep?
And they could stay here on the edge of the lake. I could ask the goblins if they would take them. We could bring them across the lake and put them up. Like maybe they would have an empty house or like a hotel or something.
If we could like look into that actually. Yeah. So can we tentatively plan for the lake? And maybe before they get here, could I come with you to the goblin settlement? And just see if maybe that's an option that they could do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Una.
Oh, Una, this is Veshna. Veshna, this is Una. There's a lot of stuff that I don't really understand. Una's been waiting for me to come back for a while.
I'm this person that they call Fenn's life partner.
Cool. That's great. Congratulations. I didn't bring a gift. No, it's not. You land people. You have all sorts of weird ideas about stuff. No, I'm happy to meet you. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to meet you too.
Have you been taking care of Fenn?
No, Fen does a really great job for themselves. I'm just sort of here, but I think we'll be heading somewhere soon. So,
Okay.
yeah. But it's great to meet you finally. I'm sure you're going to be really happy here. This is a really great lake. I think somebody lost a bag of stuff in it, but I fished most of it out. I don't know. It's there on the thing. I think I'll we're gonna have to go tell everyone to come here, so I'll probably figure out a way to help with that, because I don't think, and she sort of gestures to the like pile of incompetence of foxes like in various stages of like, one has half of an arm, the other one has like a hip and an ear, like as they try to figure out how to like balance the appropriate number of nipples with the appropriate head weight. I think, there may need to be some we need some direction. So
Well, I don't know if they told you, but they almost died. It was really close. It was really close. Thank you for not letting them die. But I think they should stay here for a little while in the water.
I don't that's up to them.
I'm not just saying that because it's in my own best interest. Although I recognize that is sort of also true. You can't, like, you literally just almost died. You can't die again. You can't be like mostly dead and then back but mostly dead and then alive and then dead again. I just can't take it.
I think that Veshna is like getting very close to the point again where like the bucket is empty, and she's like, you know what? I think that's absolutely right. I think that Fen, I think I can run back, and I'll go and get everyone, and we'll come here, and it'll be great, and it's all gonna be fine. We'll figure it out.
Should we tell Beckney that there's an option? Maybe this might be where the little one is from too.
Oh, there's a baby? Yeah, we can add them right in on the hotel. We'll make sure there's a cot.
Yeah, we'll get everyone. We'll get everyone, and they can meet Una, and I'm sure they will have figured out a name for the baby, and it'll all be great, and everything will be great.
If they're still looking, a raindrop never knows where it's gonna land, but it always goes on to be something great. That's just be my suggestion.
I will tell Beckney. I'm sure they will love it. Yeah.
See us. How far is it?
It's like a day.
couple hours.
Yeah, no, less than a day, like half a day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll be.
It's gonna take us until the end of the episode for everybody to get back. It's that long. So, all right. So, I think it's time to take a break, probably, right? As the foxes sort of like form back into foxes, all the way so that they can run faster and not keep face planting into things. And they start back, and they all like really want Veshna to be happy, and so they're sort of like, trying to harass her a little bit into happiness, because that's what helps foxes be happy. And I think Una's gonna turn to Fen and be like, What am I missing here? She did not seem as happy that you were to be alive as I thought she was going to be.
I think Veshna's thinking about things that I'm trying to not right now. She's always prepared and always planned out. So I think she's maybe just not able to. Maybe she's had too much time to get in her own head. I don't know. I think, but I don't know.
Well, I know what that's like. All right, come on.
Yeah.
I'll give you a tour around. They'll be back soon.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. Is that like... Are they playing water polo over there?
Yes.
And then we always have an odd number of people and they never play. Would it be... Could I, like, maybe...
Yes, but you can. But I have to warn you, I am ruthless and I will totally kick your ass.
Okay. Alright. That's fair, you know. We'll see if beginner's luck is the thing.
All right, and so I think that we'll sort of like see them sort of like go off to sort of see that, and we will take our break.
All right, we will be back in 15 minutes, so go grab snacks, hydrate, all that good stuff, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome back from the break. I would like to Vashna, where would you like to pick up?
I feel like do we really have to do like the walk back?
No.
Okay, so
That's what I want to give. If you're fine with it, I would love to just have the cavalcade of foxes entering the camp. Maybe we see that, and then we cut to Vashna connecting with whoever she wants to connect with first. I'm totally fine with that if that's what you want.
So I think that Vashna, like there's like a little montage of like the foxes now, like they like are good at like traveling this path, and they know when they can transform and help themselves and then retransform to go fast. So it's kind of like if any of you played Death Stranding, like how people built paths in the world over time, which was pretty neat. So you sort of have this like, yeah, okay, now we kind of know what we're doing.
Right, and I love the idea that when you get back to the river, the like little rivulet of the river that's there, now you can all turn into humans or humanish and make a little bridge or just cross.
Yeah.
Because we don't have conservation of matter.
Right. And we're not like trying to carry Fen and worry
Right.
about like figuring
And we can just cross because we're so much bigger than we are when we are.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
I
kind of
think
nice.
that I think that Veshna kind of comes back and just looks like real tired. I don't think she got much sleep. I think that she would never tell anyone, but I think she waited up all night to see if Fen was going to be okay. And this morning had kind of like resigned herself to the fact that they were probably fine and that they were staying at the lake and that she had to be a big girl and like figure it out and move and like go forward and find the next thing to do that was productive. So I think she's kind of just in like a weird space and feels kind of like her like typical coping mechanisms are not really going to be useful. So she kind of comes back to the village, like Fawn Village hut.
While
Homestead?
you're considering
Homestead.
settlement, I don't know. Homestead. I like Homestead.
I love
Um,
Homestead.
So, Vashna, can I add in one other little bit of the montage, which
Yeah.
is maybe one time when you are in human form, and you're feeling your feelings, and sort of lost a little bit. Maybe Pouncing comes over in human form and like gives you a little hand squeeze, and
Yeah,
like
I think-
holds your hand for a little bit.
I think there's like a lot of bonding with the foxes, and I feel like she and Pouncing talk, but it's very much in the way of like her kind of helping and needing to feel useful. I think sort of a big thing for Veshna is that she feels good when she feels like she's performing like a function. And so she sort of is like, yeah, no, this is good. And this is what we do, and it's good. It'll be fine. Everything's gonna be great. We got Fen to the lake, and it's gonna be awesome. And they're gonna be really happy. And now we have to get you guys somewhere. So that's like the new thing. Like I'm gonna focus on this now.
And I think Pouncing knows that to some extent because even though she is a fox, a young fox, she is not a complete idiot, right? And they're just very playful.
Yeah.
And so I think she's like, can you explain to me doorknobs? What about locks?
Yeah,
How
I
about
think she's
peanut
like
butter
going
jars?
on, like-
And she's like making up all these things to keep you like in explaino mode.
Yeah. And so I think she kind of gets back to the thing. And I think her dress is kind of like not in great shape. And like, she's like really kind of probably looks like, I mean, not like she's dying, but she looks like, she's run through the forest for 2 half-day increments of time, and didn't know if she could bathe in a lake because it was technically her friend's house. So that's weird. So I think that there's just a lot, and I think she kind of comes back, and
I would love to have Beckney and perhaps Limebug, although that's up to you, be sort of there, like in the clearing, doing whatever, and be the
Sure.
first ones who come across Veshna.
That's fine by me, yeah. I think Beckney is probably teaching Limebug about grass and how neat that is. Because, Beckney thinks grass is pretty neat. It feels neat. So yeah, they're just basically trying to educate the child on grass and probably having a hell of a time about it. Because they also don't know much about grass.
Limebug looks at you exceedingly seriously and takes the blade of grass that you have given to them and sticks it directly in their eye.
I mean, that's
And then-
progress. That's,
Just sort of, like babies do that.
I mean, people do that. I've done that.
Yeah.
How else are you supposed to see it? So Veshna's coming through the clearing with all these like fox kit
Yeah.
individuals. Okay.
yes.
So yeah, seeing the opportunity for a distraction, Beckney takes their eyes off of Limebug. It's like, oh, hey Veshna, how, where were you?
Hey, Beckney. You got a thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh,
I can
that's
see stuff
great.
now. Yeah, mostly.
Oh, that's great. And I think like Veshna's like really excited for her friend, and she's like, now you know how many fingers I'm holding up.
Was I supposed to know that?
Yeah, sometimes it's a thing that we kind of forget, and I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just didn't know if like you lost some or you gained extra. Do they just like grow?
I think for some creatures maybe, but I hit my head really bad once on a cabinet, and my dad asked me that like a bunch of times, and he always did 2 though. So like after a while, I just started guessing 2 so that he would stop talking. But like, yeah, school was rough. It was a weird time. I don't know. I think it's something like if you hurt yourself, something about fingers. I don't know. But how's
Beckney's clearly just like full on staring at their fingers like, what the fuck? What? I don't know what any of that means. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
I think she definitely like makes of Limebug, and it's like, hey buddy, how's that grass? It looks good, huh? Yeah.
Limebug sticks it in your eye.
Oh, thanks. That's great.
Yeah, they're learning.
Have the germ theory of disease. Is that a thing that we have? I don't know. But sure. I'm sure after I take bio in a couple of years, this is going to be probably more distressing to me, but it's great. Oh, it's great to see you. And not be in the woods or anywhere else. Did you have the thing? Did you pick a name?
Oh no, we were waiting for everyone to come back.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we might. I think we're gonna. Maybe we can do it. I think we're gonna be going to see Fen. I'll let them tell you the details. But Fen found more of them at the lake, and they're feeling much better. So that's really good. They're not all bubbly. They're bubbly the regular way, not that weird kind of like inside of boots you've worn for 3 or 4 days kind of way that they were.
Hey Veshna,
Yeah.
are you okay?
I'm great. I'm great. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. I'm tired. Don't like sleeping on the beach. Not going to be a beach camper. These are my friends, Pouncing and crew. This is my friend Beckney and the baby that we've called Limebug for now.
Pouncing's gonna come right up to you, Beckney, and like sniff you a little, and then turn her head into a human head, and go, "Hello."
Oh,
I
That's
don't.
neat.
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Veshna taught it to me. Hey, I don't think Veshna's fine.
I don't think so either.
I
Don't
think
tell her I said that though.
I think she's lying. I'm gonna go get. We're gonna go get your friends, so you can fix her. Sometimes, can I suggest what's when working for us is a puppy pile. Think about it, and then all the little foxes are gonna run off and find the rest of you. So, as is appropriate, please wander into the conversation as you feel moved to.
I think
I-
just going to show all the different. Just begin like playing with Limebug and picking up different grasses. I imagine it's like a whole bunch of different beautiful plants that make up this lawn area, not sort of the colonialist lawns of now. And she's gonna pick up different stuff, and she's gonna like stick it next to her eye and like help do baby science with Limebug.
I think Beckney definitely gives Veshna a look of like I think we both know what's going on, but I won't push on it, and just kind of helps teaching about grass.
And this
Kind
one
of, yeah.
has different leaves, and if you find one with 4 leaves, people are going to tell you that you're very lucky, but really you just found something with 4 leaves, which is already pretty cool.
Because you have to eat more leaves.
Who doesn't love more leaves? Why have 3 leaves when you can have 4? Yeah, and I think she's just like enjoying like doing with the baby. I think that Fenn's life partner is going to figure out a way for all of us to see the lake, their lake that they're in.
What? Wait. What? Fenn's what?
Life partner. I don't understand it either, but that's the words they used, and I didn't really get to sleep last night, so I didn't really ask. I'm a little overload right now, so
Hey, Veshna.
what they said, yeah.
Do you wish that you were the one who could swim with Fenn?
I mean, I'm a pretty good swimmer, Beckney. We've done. I mean, I know I didn't really demonstrate that when I got booted unceremoniously and really rudely, if we're being honest, into the river. But I think that was not really my finest showing of my skill. But
So, like...
I can run with foxes now.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think she's gonna definitely go like from fox to person and be like, yeah, hold on, I gotta put clothes on because you can see a lot better than you could before. I'm sorry about that.
Beckney does not like they don't even blink an eye. They're like,
Yep, everyone can do that with the nakedness, like, whatever. It all looks the same.
Yeah. So
Who's
yeah,
coming in next?
yeah,
We're
please
coming in first.
save me.
someone save me.
No, this is so good. It's so good. Don't let Veshna get away with not answering.
There's no way to pry it out of her. There's no way.
don't you
believe
worry.
me.
The moment I have even a second to load with Veshna, we're having a fucking talk.
Yeah, come on in.
Do you want Sage to go first or Callie to go first, Hannah?
You go ahead. You go ahead, Raven.
Do we have the chisel or the hammer?
Yeah, basically. Hammer it is.
We could wander in together. Why were we
that works too. I'm totally fine with that.
okay?
I
just wanted to like give people the opportunity.
Yeah. As soon as Callie sees Veshna, though, she'll do the whole like. There's a gif from an anime that depicts it really well, where these like 2 friends hug, and then the 2 friends behind them, like in the back perspective of the frame, one person's just standing there, and then from off frame, this guy just like leaps through the air and literally
Oh!
tackles the guy in
beyond
the
the bear.
back.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
If anyone
Um,
finds that, please post it in the Discord. I want to see it.
I'll go find
will
it.
do. But like that, it's just this fly, possibly even literally flying leap, just tackle, hug to Veshta, and Callie's just like, "You're okay, yay!" I was really hoping that nothing bad happened. I fought a harpy that was trying to eat you.
You did such a good job. I heard it scream. That was crazy. Oh man.
Thanks. How did
That
you?
was
How did your
awesome.
thing go? Is Fen okay? You look like you have all your fingers and stuff. I'm guessing you're okay.
Fen's great. Fen is living, is in the lake still, with their life partner. Their name is Una, and yeah, I think we're going to visit them. Something about a hotel, which I mean, I really wish I had known last night because the beach not a great camping situation.
I'm sorry. They're what?
Their life partner, Una. And I think Veshta is like, has this look on her face, like if I have to say these words out of my face every time somebody else comes in, I'm going to vomit.
I would love to have this be the moment that Pyron also comes in and is like, it rolls
Bethany's
in
100%
doing some sort of
the,
acrobatics with the gang.
To Callie is definitely like, I know, like, I don't know what it means either.
Yeah. I don't
Wasn't
really
he sick?
understand that.
When did this happen?
They are feeling, I think, better. It was back to, I think the only breakdown was anxiety and water, and I don't think we had so much yeastal and fungal bloom. I think we're sort of back to
That's all great. But the timing is important because I need to know who I need to go punch, if it's Fen or this Una person.
If I may, if what I know about the elders back at the town is any indication, I don't think those words have the same implication they do for not water folk.
I don't.
This is
I
one
don't-
of those complicated things, isn't it?
It is.
I don't get it. It's
No.
I don't know what the implications are, but I believe they're different.
The only time my dad ever talked about it was when he and that traveling shoe salesman who comes through every once in a while got into 2 flagons of the good stuff instead of their usual 1, and there was like a lot of conversation about various types of partnerships, and then they told me that I had to go to bed, and I don't really know, but I don't know about water folk, but they seemed really happy, and Una was so nice, like so nice, and so I think it's great. I think it's really great. And then she's gonna go back to I think at this point she's essentially trying to teach Limebug like particle physics.
If it's okay, I think that's when Pyron comes over.
Yeah.
Veshta's back. Hey, where's Fen?
Fen is at the lake with their life partner Una, and I think we're going to visit them today.
Wait, what? They're what? Can you say that again? I don't think I heard you. That was weird.
Their life partner, which might be a term that means something different for the water folk.
I mean, is there like a chalkboard here? I could write it. I could write it down. I could make a sign. Wait, you all made signs. Where's Aggro Sage? They made signs before. Maybe
Ashna,
they can make us a sign. Yep.
are you okay?
I'm great. Sage, really, really great. I am back, and everything is great.
Are we not your friends?
Of course, you're my friend.
Then why are you lying to us?
And I think that
It's okay if you're not okay, Veshna.
Veshta is going to hand Limebug very gently back to Bethany, and is going to sort of take some deep breaths and say, Sage,
I know that you're upset right now.
Sage, I'm really, really, really tired.
Okay, you can tell us that and you can go rest.
And it's been a long couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I left town thinking that things were going to go away, and they haven't gone that way. And I'm just really, really tired.
Okay.
So
I'd like to go rest.
I think I'm going to go lay down.
Okay.
If,
When you feel like you want to talk to us, we're going to give you some space, okay? And when you feel like you want to talk to us, we are here for you.
No, I know, Sage. I just, every, like, all of you out here can, like, do something, right? Like Beckney has Limebug, and it's really important for Limebug to have Beckney right now, right? And,
I don't know if that's something I do.
right, but there's something that you're doing for something here that's important. And Sage, you found all of the other less cool but still pretty cool versions of you, and you found your relatives, and that's really great. And Pyron is living the acrobat life that he wants, and doesn't have to be anywhere near they who shall not be named, which is all great for and beneficial. And Callie is, I mean, really, if we're being honest, ripping harpies, just, I mean, like right out of the sky. I mean, I've never felt bad for a harpy, but I almost did. I'll tell you, all real close. And and Fen found their home, and all I've done is talk, really, like the whole time. And
Veshna,
I'm just,
you literally just saved Fen's life.
yeah, I ran through a forest.
No one could have made that in time. I know that you're feeling, I don't know how you're feeling. I know you're feeling something, but I know that you want to rest, but you did just do that.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome. And I think Fen is going to be really happy, and I think it's sad, because I don't think Fen has been really all that happy, and it's bad for us to want to keep them where they're not happy. And I'm really tired, so I don't want to miss the naming, but
We won't do it without you.
Fen thinks Raindrop is really great. So if you put that in the hat, I'm gonna go into the house and I'm gonna have a nap.
Okay.
Those are my fox friends. The one that is waving and looks like they know how to do stuff without dying is pouncing, and the others we have like a descending competence. But they're getting better. They're getting better. Stick, we've worked a lot on stacking sticks. And our categorizing things.
Go
basically
to bed, Veshna.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go have a nap.
And Veshna, after you've had a nap, like, if there's a certain way that you were wanting to go, we can go back and go that way, like if you need to, so that it goes the way that you were wanting to go.
Well, we're obviously going to go talk to Fen. I don't know if that's what you're saying.
Whatever direction it is, we can go back and do it. But yeah, go get some rest.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And Pyron, the acrobatics were really great. I think you did a really, really great job, and I hope that I hope you could show your dad when we get home, because I think that I don't think it's something that he expects, and I think that might be good. And I think she's gonna just sort of like just go like lay down.
And I think Pouncing is going to trot after, like give a little time and trot after her. And I don't know if pouncing is allowed on the bed or not, but pouncing is gonna at least sort of take the spot of in the doorway.
Yeah,
Like as pouncing is going, so he's gonna be like, and if you want to get one of, like, if you can call us one at a time if that's what she wants when she wakes up.
And I think pouncing's gonna take their little foot and turn it into a hand that's a thumbs up. And then turn it back in and in Fox say to Sage, Veshna taught me that.
That's just good at teaching people things.
I still think you probably should have tried a puppy pile. And she's gonna like trot off after Veshna.
Real quick, thanks Michael Wade for the gifted tier 1 sub to Zan. Zan, let me know who you'd like to give an advantage to.
Why would you ask that question after that fucking Emmy performance? Give that to IC, please.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna roll an attack roll on the concept of interpersonal relations. I'm gonna take deflect as my permanent dodge opt-in. But
I like to roll.
Oh my god.
I've cast magic missile on the darkness.
There we
The
go.
conceptual darkness.
Yes.
Only we could all deal with social anxiety so easily.
I kind of want Fen to be here for the naming thing. Like, I know they gave us a name, but
Yeah, this is not going the way I was hoping it would. You don't think I was too mean, do you?
you didn't seem mean.
I think Beckney definitely sidles over to Sage and is like,
Can you tell me later what was going on? Because I didn't get it.
Okay. Yep. I will do that.
Do you know which way Veshna was wanting to go? Because like she said, she was expecting to go a certain way, and then we didn't. So I wasn't sure which direction she was talking about.
A metaphorical way, like not a physical way, but like when you expect something to happen a certain way, and then different events occur.
Oh.
That makes more sense. Okay.
I just thought she got lost.
Yeah. Well, shoot, I don't know how to help with that part.
It's okay. We're gonna do whatever we can for a friend.
Sounds good.
Beckney is definitely sitting down and pulling grass. You know when you're sitting on grass and you're just like pulling it and
Yeah.
like putting it in your lap?
So-
They're definitely just doing that like,
The Fawns really want to be a part of the naming ceremony, but it sounds like we're gonna have to take it to Fen.
But yeah, I think so. But like, maybe they want to come along?
I don't think we can transport all of the Fawns with us to the lake.
Why not?
I actually don't know the way that we would go, because Veshna went the Fox way.
I think I saw where they went. I mean, I saw like the body of water from the air. I could fly us there, but probably like maybe not all at the same time. I'd have to take trips, but I could fly us there, but there's not a lot of clearing until you get to the actual like shoreline.
What if we meet them halfway?
But then we have to get that message out to Fen.
Well, like,
I guess
Callie
Veshna-
can just...
Right, Callie can fly too.
But
Yeah.
So also the squirrel catapult.
See, I didn't hear anything about this. You're gonna have to fill me in, because I'm in.
We're not doing the squirrel catapult. That is inhumane.
What if the squirrel really wants to go?
Well, we will talk to a squirrel then about it.
Okay. I could also be a squirrel.
Oh, you
Can
mean you can be in the cat? No, I don't think literally. Like Beckney could be the one in the catapult. I think is the implication. Please let that be the implication.
Oh wait,
I
do
don't
you
need
mean-
more friends turning into animals.
No, that's why I was confused. Like, can we turn into whatever now? Like you could be a squirrel. Was I always a pangolin?
You have been a pangolin as long as I have known you, Byron.
Beckney is staring right at their hands again, like, my God.
This group is going to the death of me.
We're just
I
all
think
gonna
Beckney's
have
trying to turn into a squirrel.
existential crisis. Like, what even am I? What's real anymore?
Okay, so is the plan, as I understand it, that they have come up with, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that they will bring everyone to the lake and have a naming ceremony at the lake?
As long as the fawns are okay with it, that's Beckney's idea.
As long as the fawns are able to get there.
I am
with all of
totally
the-
into this idea, and I think the fawns would be completely into the idea of an adventure through the woods that involved eating and also pyrotechnics.
So like, because this is how we're probably gonna pitch it and be like, okay, we definitely want to do your naming ceremony, but we can't do it without our friend, and it doesn't seem like they want to leave the lake. So we were thinking maybe all of us who want to be part of the naming ceremony can go to the lake.
I love this. I would love to have a montage of images of the entire party going to the lake. I do think that Callie is probably the most equipped to get the message to Fen and the gang, right? Given
Yeah.
given all the feels Veshna's and running that Veshna's been doing lately. So maybe that could be part of the montage.
That's just not
Yeah.
allowed to see Fen alone until we've all grouped up again.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's wise. So let's just have some montages of like what's the trip over, just so everyone remembers. There was a small river that was not that hard to cross if you were a human being, but was harder to cross if you were a fox. There was the ruins of some sort of ancient courtyard that was sort of overgrown with weeds. It's sort of giving me Shadows of the Colossus vibe, if you ever played
Yep.
that game. And if you have
Yep.
not, you really need to. This sort of overgrown, grandeur that's crumbling. And then there was a very thick swamp/bramble situation. But in our last adventure, Veshna did some magic that actually sort of blazed a trail. So I think it's not super easy to get through, but is considerably easier than it was before. And so what does this grand naming parade look like?
Do we have like a caravan maybe? Like some sort of cart that we're pulling?
I think because of the brambles, it would have to be like a litter.
That sounds great.
That checks out.
Is
And
it another
so-
giant caterpillar?
But littering in the woods is bad.
So we put everybody who would struggle with the river in the little on the litter, or we carry them on our backs. Because I had the image of like Sage carrying either Pyron or Beckney on their back over the river.
Is it weird that I pictured Beckney piggybacking Pirate? Just two goblins in a trench coat. I think Beckney has definitely fashioned or found some kind of cymbals or otherwise, like a drum, just a really like loud percussion instrument, and is more or less tunelessly banging away at it as they go, just to kind of announce them and make it a big grand thing. And they have made a hat out of the bowl and a bunch of the grass. It's not great, but it's definitely looks more like a hat now.
Oh, that's great.
I think the fawns have taken sticks and ripped up some very brightly colored fabric and made sort of like What's that called when you do like flags? When you like flag wave?
Color guard.
Color guard.
Oh, yeah.
So there's sort of a color guard. There's a litter in which Limebug is sitting in the middle of the litter when they choose to, and then sometimes disappearing and being brought back to the litter.
So we are a procession.
Yeah. Zan, if you have any ideas, you're welcome to add into what some of the NPCs are doing.
I just imagine Aggro Sage trying to Aggro Sage has definitely learned some like acrobatics as part of their their time honored fighting style that they thought up of probably last week. And so maybe there's like some classical like tumbling training in there, but they're trying really hard to make it look Aggro Sage, but it's a backhand spring. Cool. Good job.
I mean, I can't do a backhand spring, so.
I can't anymore, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think Callie just like helps everybody get set up and then just takes off in the air and eventually comes to the lake and sort of lands on the shore. It's like, Fen, are you there? I can't really. You blend in with the lake. You there?
So I'm gonna say Fen is not there because Fen is playing water polo. But someone else, I think, pops their head up and it said,
Okay.
"Hi, are you all right? Are you looking for the Fens? They're further down. They're quite east of here."
Oh, no, my friend is here, and their name is Fen. They're new here.
Oh, yeah. The Lost Budling.
Sure. Yeah, I needed to give them a message. Who are you?
And they, I don't know what their name is. Their name is Rivulet.
Perfect. Sorry, I didn't know this was a previously unintroduced NPC. So yeah, Callie's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I just need to give them a message about the naming ceremony thing for the baby goblin. Out of character, we're the plan is to meet halfway, right?
I thought we were all going the whole way.
Halfway or whole way, either way.
Okay. Because
I think practically it would make sense to have it on the shore.
Okay.
Only just
then,
because where else are you going to have it in the brambles?
That's fair. So yeah, I think Callie will just say, yeah, they're on their way, so it'll be a little bit, but wanted to give you the message so that Fen could get ready for the thing.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if it's for the Lost Budling, then we'd like to do it. If you think it would make them happy, you're naming a baby?
Yeah, it's most babies just get like a name when they're born, I think, but something about how this works, like it's a big ceremony and they pull a name out of a hat. I'm unclear on how the whole thing works, but it's important to them, so
it's
yeah.
important. It's important to the Lost Budling.
I think so, and it's important to our friends, anyways.
Well, we have a naming ceremony.
Does it involve a hat?
Not typically, but hats aren't something that we have a lot of in the water.
I guess that makes
They're
sense.
not very practical.
You could wear like a swim hat or something to keep the sun out of.
I will give this message to the Lost Budling, and perhaps it can be a double naming ceremony. Because the Lost
sure.
Budling hasn't had a naming ceremony either.
Oh, I think they have a name, but that's.
But
cool.
they haven't had a naming ceremony. This is good. We will meet you here.
Awesome. I don't understand any of this, but thank you, and I appreciate that. And I'm gonna go help everybody get here because maybe Sage will understand this stuff.
So Rivulet is going to go down and sort of like tell Fen, but also tell everyone that the Lost Budling's friends wish to participate in the naming ceremony for the Lost Budling.
Oh my gosh.
And so they're going to make a lot of plans to meet you at the shoreline so that you can have a big naming ceremony for the Lost Budling. And maybe a baby.
Callie's gonna double back, but on foot this time, to try to like clear the path out a little bit more, so that when she catches up with the rest of the group, it's easier to get everybody to the shore. Just like punching down branches and things.
Yeah, and I think Aggro Sage from the other side, I think in doing all of the like flips and backflips and stuff is also like kicking stuff down and sort of finding a useful use for their aggro. I'd love to hear a few more like little moments of the journey from people who haven't said very much yet.
I've already said something, but I would love a little like museum tour snapshot of us at the ruins if Satriel has anything to tell us about them.
Yeah, okay, sure. So when you come into the ruins, there is something grandiose about this courtyard. It's, you know, most of the building is gone, but this courtyard and this headless statue are here. And I think you can maybe see where the head like fell off. Over time, it's like shattered on the ground. It's not, somebody didn't like take it. And Satriel looks around and says, "This is quite old. It's from the before times. Before the Nullfield." It's deteriorated pretty badly, but you can still see what used to be here.
What used to be here?
There was much conflict in those times. And the people who lived here live in the Nullfield now.
Why did they move to the Nullfield?
Did they make the Nullfield?
Yes. Well, there was so much conflict, and they thought that it would be better to live apart, and so they left here and made the Nullfield. And we really haven't seen them since.
Lead over to Veshna, like, we have got to figure out what's going on and write a book about that.
Oh my god, we would write such a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, we can have Pyron.
Excuse me for a second. I'm having a child emergency, so if not emergency, but moment. And so if you could do a couple, I can listen. So if you would do a couple more little montages,
we can keep this going.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I love it so much. You're doing a great job. So I'm just gonna dip out of screen for a hot second, but I'm listening.
Oh my god,
Absolutely felt like being encouraged by Mom.
we could write the book. We could have a book tour, and Beckney and Pyron could be the opening act for the book tour.
Yes, if we can figure out. Can you imagine if we could figure out how to bring even just our magic back into the Nullfield and do shows like that?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Limebug and the amazing Pyron Technic Dreamcoat. Oh my god! Wisteria will want to be our opening act. Take that, Days Ride.
Why would they need a null field if they already did the fighting?
Why didn't they want magic anymore? Who are these people? I mean, besides the people who now live in the Nullfield, what was their deal back then?
Why wouldn't they want to have magic? I mean, like, I don't know, like it just doesn't make any sense.
I wonder if the library has anything in it. Like old stuff.
We're gonna have to find the oldest books.
You know who we're gonna have to talk to?
People in the town.
I was thinking hopefully just Toots.
Oh, I hope it's just Toots.
Me too.
So,
But maybe if we could talk to people outside the barrier as well, we can both sides. Maybe they have
Zero
old books.
too. Yeah.
I think we'll definitely have to look up more.
Not too pretty, Dad.
We'll have to look up
Mhm.
more.
This could be like a lifelong magnum opus kind of thing for you. Us. I meant us.
I mean, everybody's probably going to want to know the kids who went outside the null field. I mean, lots of people can sing. I'm just saying. It's not really hard to be beautiful when you're made of water and can stick things in you, and they always look good because they're never damp. They're always in the water. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, we could do this. We could figure it out. Maybe then I won't have to embroider it.
But you could.
okay, so are we there
I
yet?
think
Or
we're probably there.
we'll vamping on our part.
Great. This kind of wasn't the direction I expected it to go, but happy you did. Love that. Definitely sort of thought we'd have more like foxes frolicking among the butterflies, but I think I should just expect teenage angst at this point.
We were having a great time.
Teenage angst. We had the teenage entrepreneurship.
Right, also great.
We had teenage entrepreneurship. We had our $1 million idea that
I really like the idea that Wisteria is your opening act. That makes me laugh. Okay, so
I know that she wants to be.
right. So I think so before you get there, I think you were you get there to camp, right? And everybody's setting up these like sticks with the beautiful ribbons on them and like making a little fire, and like the satyrs and fawns are really, really good at like camping without making a limited amount of disturbance to the environment, but a maximum amount of comfort. And they all have like hammocks or like little, pods that they like a fabric that they can jump in at night. And the foxes are all like sort of running around in various states of foxness / human beingness. And like everybody's sort of setting it up, and there's like bread and, festive whatever. So that's sort of happening. And then at under the water, Rivulet has sort of like shared this information with Una, who comes over and says, Fen. No, they do not say Fen, because they don't like calling you Fen because that's swamp. Sorry. They say, your friends have come to the shore to have a naming ceremony for you.
No,
And
but we're
a baby.
Well, I think it's just for the baby. I don't think it's for me.
Rivulet said it was for you too.
That's weird.
I don't know how they know about it, but that's a thing we do here. You're supposed to have a name.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of felt like I think that's something that like I don't know. I have a lot of the seawater's mixed with the river water, you know? I there's a lot. I'm afraid that by giving me a name that you've had planned that I wasn't aware of, that's that if I take that name, then I take whatever assumptions that you might think there are about me, or the things that I've done, or I don't.
We can wait.
Yeah.
Fenn's not a real name, though. That's like being named boy or kid for Fen folk, right? If they call themselves Fen folk and they named you Fen, that's being called like human or something. I don't know.
It's something to think about. I mean, I guess the opportunity's here. If it feels right, it feels right. But at the moment, I just don't know. But I don't really want to. We can't really keep them waiting. They came a long way.
I will tell everyone that the naming ceremony is for the baby.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know who or what you. I'm happy to know you, and I'm happy to get to know you, but I don't know if I am what you think I am, and so I would like for you to, if we're going to be partners, I would like for you to know me and not what you thought I will be.
And they say, I have been here my whole life, and I'm happy here. I think I'm lonely because everyone else has their life partners and their circles and their parent circles, and I'm alone. And I've been waiting for you to come back.
I'm glad to be.
You aren't alone. You have circles. You have a circle. Veshna's in your circle. The other people are in your circle. And I'm not going to make you stay here. And I would like it if you would give it a chance, but I'm not going to make you, because you're right. The last time I saw you, you were inside of a seed casing.
I'm sorry. It's not a no. It's I have more than one circle now, and so
will you let me meet them?
I want you to meet them. I want them to meet you.
What is a land naming ceremony like?
Normally it's kind of weird. Like they just sometimes they just take the little one and just put it under a little bit of water and say that it's cleaner now, and I don't really understand it. But then they give it another name that's usually the same name that they had already been calling it for the whole time. But
this is confusing.
It is, yeah.
I'm a little nervous to meet them. Can I stand next to you, or can I be next to you?
Yeah. That's yeah.
I'm also just still really nervous you're gonna float away.
Luckily the water's low, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, please. I want you to come with me. I think that the more people that are here to see, like that's one thing that does kind of make sense with the dry folks is the the more people see it, kind of the more joy it brings.
Can I invite it? Should we invite everyone?
Sure. Yeah. Why? I mean, I don't know if they want everybody just like intently staring at them, but maybe let's have an after party with everybody. I don't think they know how many of us there are out here, and I think that might be a lot. So why don't we wait until after the ceremony, and then we can, like show them a fun time, show them me how we do.
And so I think as you're sort of like making this big celebration on the shoreline, like you see the little waves coming. Who is on the shoreline? It's gonna be everybody. Well, I meant like who's right there on the shoreline, like to receive Fen.
I feel like Sage has just been standing there, being like, "So, where's our friend?"
Okay, awesome.
I think Callie's right next to Sage too, just being like, explaining like over and over again who the person that she talked to was and like where exactly in the lake they were, because she just doesn't really have anything else to do at the moment, so she's probably over explaining it.
Okay, all right, okay. So you met a rivulet, and they're doing a naming ceremony, but Fen already has a name. But if Fen was originally from here, they probably gave them a name. But that's a lot of expectations to put on somebody you haven't even met. And God, where is our friend?
They renaming Fen?
I don't know. This is all from someone else who was not talking to Fen through Callie to us.
Yeah, I didn't really understand half of it, but apparently there's like a naming ceremony that Fen never got, and they're wanting to give them one.
We can talk to Fen when Fen arrives, and we can figure out what's going on.
I know for sure that a hat is not involved. That's all I really know for sure.
And in
What's
the
the- what's the
water,
point?
Una says, "This is a very big circle."
Yeah, this is they're really quiet right now too. Yeah, but there's a lot of them, but that means that there's a lot to give too. They're really great.
Look, and I think as Veshna sees the waves starting to come to the shore, she's going to turn to the group and be like, "Look, these are Fen's people, and if Fen and this is what they do. It is our job as Fen's friends to just be there and be like
You're assuming things.
respectful."
Let's see what Fen has to say.
Right, but like we can't, we just have to sort of
We're not going to put any of our expectations on Fen.
right. We have
But
to
you're literally doing that right now. You're expecting them to stay.
well, I mean, like
Because we're Fen's people too.
So at what point in them fighting with each other do we say hi? Is this how they do it all the time? This seems very exhausting. You are you are not nearly as contrary as your circle.
No, things are a little bit simpler sometimes than they make it out to be. What we should do is we should go back and then like come in a little bit louder than we did last time.
I think you should just stand up.
like right there, aren't they? They're like, I mean, right there.
Right.
I was gonna say, just do anxiety bubbles start showing up in the
Just
water.
anxiety bubbles.
I think
Yeah,
Una's gonna go, "Oh my goodness,
Anxiety
it's
bubbles?
so nice to be here on the edge of the oh my goodness. Wow. Land people are here. You would never
Hey!
guess. Oh, hello. It's Veshna again. Oh my goodness. How did we even meet you here?
Hi, Una. It's so unexpected, but hey, sometimes the best things in life are unexpected.
Well, you will never guess who I have with me.
I probably won't. You should tell me.
There they are.
Hi.
Hey, see? Look how great they look, guys. Isn't it awesome?
Hey,
Callie,
Fen.
Callie, did you not give them the message? They were supposed to know we were here.
No, somebody with River in their name. I told them, and then they were gonna go tell Fen. I
Oh.
think they did.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had to swim a long way, and the Finn does have the stone back in their kind of cavity now. Yeah. Hey, sorry. Yeah, that took a little while. As Finn just desperately tries to think of a way to start a conversation, but it just is that scene in Final Fantasy X and Luca after Auron drags Tidus back. It's just,
How are you feeling? Is the
There's a lot of things.
I meant physically, like because you were dying.
I'm actually I feel like I'm good. I feel.
Are you better?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely better. I feel.
Fen, it's good to see you again.
Yeah.
And Uda's
Truly.
just sort of like doing the same thing Fen does, where they do a series of like things, and they're all very confused looking.
I am sorry. I am being really rude. Una, this is you've already met Veshna and Sage and Beckney and Pyron and Callie, and that's a lot of fawns.
Who
I don't
is
remember
this?
all their names.
Who are you?
When is the hugging part? When someone is very sick and almost dies in your circle, is there not a hugging part?
We don't. I mean, if Fen wants to hug, we can.
Usually
I just-
doesn't go very well.
Just very cold.
we're pretty corporeal, pretty shape locked. So sometimes I don't know if it really translates the way that it should.
I think Callie just walks over like to where Finn is and offers to give them a high five instead.
Sure, yeah, Finn will just boom, go for the high five.
Yeah.
There's a baby naming ceremony today.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Is that true?
Yeah. Who
Who
are
is it?
you?
I'm
This-
Una.
They're my life partner, which is an interesting term that I don't think means the same thing everywhere.
And Sage like nudges whoever is next to Sage. Like, I told you.
It's
And
probably
Una's
Callie.
gonna turn to Sage and say, "Look, I can see that your circle needs to talk. I am going to, if you will point me in the direction of someone who can help me know how to help with this baby naming ceremony, I will go over there. But the last
We're not
Time
going we will
I
stay
left-
right here.
they floated away in a flood, and I didn't see them again until yesterday. So if you could just sort of really, really keep an eye on them, I would be so appreciative. So I'm trying to give you space.
Thank you. We'll stay here and not let Fen wash away.
So maybe you sort of point them in the direction of Lavender.
Yeah, like Lavender or
Somebody,
Satriel.
yeah.
Like somebody like wave someone down, be like, hey, we have a representative from the lake folk here.
We need a babysitter.
Exchange ideas, plans.
And they like sort of respectfully go out of earshot, but only just like they're trying to stay as close as possible without
Without crowding, basically.
crowding. So
I think Beckney leans over to Byron like,
We're not letting them put a name in, right?
I mean, I thought you said everyone. It's your hat.
Well, but
it's
it's
your
like-
rules.
But it's like everyone, but like I don't know who that is.
All right, yeah.
They seem weird. But not like in a neat weird way, but like a dad weird way.
Oh, yeah. But also, like, life partners sounds like a lot. I feel like, regardless of which, yeah.
I feel like Uncle Toots tried to teach us something about that, but I definitely wasn't paying attention.
But, I mean, you can't most of the time. You just have to turn it out.
Yeah. I kind of miss Uncle Toots. Just like
Yeah, a little.
So, how are you liking the lake? Do you have I imagine you probably don't have a torrent of angry river water in your room anymore.
I don't. There is water polo, and that's really fun.
Yeah.
It turns out, I'm not very good, but there is a small part of me that is a little bit competitive that I was not aware of. So that's yeah. You can call somebody a brain coral, and that's an insult. Didn't know that. Learned that today. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, everything is nice. There's a lot here. There's a lot of them, of us here. Yeah, hey everybody. It's nice to see you all again. Thanks for taking care of me.
Well,
I really
of course.
I'm glad you're
Sure.
okay.
And then Callie just sort of taking all this in, and then just blurts out, "So what's the life partner?"
Thank you.
Bless Callie.
It's it's kind of like we we came from the same flower, and so that kind of means that that is the water that grew the flower is the water that feels like home is kind of my I don't know, it feels different than back in the just outside the barrier where the rest of them are. It feels, I don't know, it's
Magical?
yeah, it's kind of like, so it's the people that come out of that are part of the same flower. It's kind of their job to caretake the flower, and so like they
So-
kind of, it's a part, it is a partnership, like it's kind of
So you were both born out of the same flower?
more different kind of born, different, like not that, actually like way less messy for once, a lot drier, uh um it's like it's people that you know, that like you can, when you can look at someone and know that, like, and I know that we all have it too, like when you look at someone and know that they have your best interest at heart, and that you kind of have the similar goals, without needing this, it's weird, it's a frequency kind of thing.
I think that's great, Ben. I don't know if I should call you that anymore. But we'll figure it out. Yeah.
I didn't follow any of that, but
Whatever makes you
I-
happy.
yeah, as long as it makes you, as long as you're happy and that's something you consented to, I guess.
Okay. Let's just ask about this. Fen, someone was telling us that they were trying to name you something else. And we just want to clear up because we don't know what's going on, and I don't know how much you know what's going on, but like, what's going on? Do you have a different name? Do you want us to still call you Fen?
Yeah, Finn is fine. They had another idea picked out for me, and then, I guess before it happened, or even wouldn't really matter when it happened if I was gonna get washed away, that obviously didn't stick, so we kind of talked about it a little bit, and like some of the, I think it was in a steps to communication, or steps to respect, or steps to actualization. It was one of the steps.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about respecting the acknowledging the expectations that you put on people, and so we kind of talked about the fact that, like, if I take a name that they've thought that I've had for this long, that I'm kind of also agreeing to other expectations that they might have had of me, that it's not, that I don't have an obligation to be. So we're not doing anything right now.
Okay, so we still call you Fen.
Yeah. They're not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is.
Don't let them decorate you.
Yeah, no, that's hasn't really been much of a thing. Some folks have decorations and others don't.
Right, but like if
Um,
you want decorations, you should have decorations. I think it's long past time for other people to be deciding what your decoration should be.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. I'm really glad that you saved the rock. I appreciate it.
We said we'd bring all of you, so we brought all of you. Yeah, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I had a lot of help, so it was awesome.
So I think Lavender and Una are gonna walk over, and Lavender's gonna say to Beckney, "Are you ready? Are we ready soon to start this ceremony? Are you prepared with the name? That's the only part you have to do."
Yeah, I have the hat, and I wrote a bunch of them down. And Beckney will kind of sidle over to Fen, like, Fen, is Raindrop? Is that what you're? Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah. That would have been. Yeah, I assumed I was gonna miss it, but yeah, raindrop was fine.
No, we weren't gonna let you miss it.
Thank you.
I think as Beckney is like quietly and like solemnly getting Fens, Pyron's over by all the different fawn folk, like, all right, last chance, put your names in the hat. Just like trying to sell like raffle tickets right before they pull it.
Love that.
Step right up here. We got your baby names. Get your baby names into the hat.
I have been laughing so much this session that my guts hurt.
If it's okay with you, so Una says, if it's okay with you, maybe we could add part of our ceremony to it to show honor to your baby.
I don't know if the hat's waterproof.
We'll keep it in the river, in the lake.
Well, that's what I mean. Though, if you put the hat in the lake, it won't.
I think they mean their part of the ceremony won't come out. The hat will stay out.
Oh, okay. I don't get how you do it without a hat, though. But okay, yeah, that's.
Is that acceptable to your circle?
What does your part entail? What will you be doing? Or is it a surprise?
It's a surprise. Is that okay?
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not the only person deciding here, though, so.
I'm okay with it. Baby should probably learn how to swim.
I mean, it's up to Beckney. So if Beckney's cool with it.
So Beckney will look at Pyron and just do like a subtle nod, like stage actors doing like yes, it's time for the next thing. And we'll get the hat ready with all the little strips of paper in it.
All right. So I don't have a really clear vision of exactly how this goes. So this is sort of a yes and situation. But it has a lot of pomp and circumstance. I think the fawns are always up for a party, right? And it's special to have someone new in the community. So there's like a lot of flag waving and a lot of like whooping. And I think first there's some acrobatics and pyrotechnics from Pyron and the gang. So what does that look like?
Pyron's actually got like quite a bit prepared. If someone else would like to go first. Or I can, okay. So
do you want it to open the ceremony or do you want it to close the ceremony?
Pyron wants to close.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
or close the hat portion at least.
Right. Okay, so I think first Satriel will do a welcome and welcome everyone. Welcome the Riverbound. Well, and there's sort of like a wave out there. I don't think all of them have their little like heads up because they're trying not to be overwhelming. And they're really, sort of gracious, and everyone's like whooping it up. And I think at this point, it's probably like evening again, right? And they like let a bunch of fireflies go, and Lavender takes the baby and Beckney and sort of walks to the lake, and the lake, they push the water away. The river bound push the water away to make it dry, and like make like a gazebo top, like a like woven gazebo top over it, and like are sending little fish through to sort of make a special place for this baby that is
Beckney is eyeing that water something fierce.
part of.
Because they're literally thinking like, don't follow me, I can't swim. But yeah, they bring the baby in,
and Lavender's like, come on. The baby's part of.
we'll never know. We'll never know what the baby's part of. No, you're gonna have to come next week.
International Organization of Super Baby Spies, and they have lived in the world decades, scouring the universe for all known secrets. And this was the time they were to be revealed, and yet once again a plot against them has been foiled.
I have a suspicion that her internet straight up died.
Yep.
Same.
That is.
What a
Don't
cliffhanger,
threaten
though.
the baby cabal, guys. I'm just saying.
Well,
Don't fuck with Big Baby.
While
Can that be the raid cry?
thank you. I was just about to ask, what should our raid
Holy
cry
shit.
be?
Don't F with Big Baby.
Oh my god, that was
Oh,
amazing.
Pat, you're a
Oh,
true-
there she is.
I came back.
Hey!
Welcome back. It's a
Um,
fine day for a cliffhanger.
Did you leave it? Or did
No,
you?
we're
Are we,
still
having,
going.
are we having a baby
Yeah.
name in cliffhanger?
What you cut out with the baby is part of,
Oh,
and that was it.
I don't know. Who knows? I was saying that Lavender was saying if baby's part of your circle and you are part of the Lost Budling circle, so you are fine. If people are okay with going over a couple minutes, I would really love to finish the naming ceremony and
Yeah,
give
for sure.
Limebug whatever name, so that
For
we don't
sure,
have
for
to
sure.
have a baby name in cliffhanger, because that's not really a cliffhanger.
It's true.
I mean, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's not a good one. I get you.
Right. So I think there's a lot of sort of like little water spouts and whatever, and little fishes going through the water, and all the fawns are like banging on pots and pans and drums and hooting and hollering. The foxes are like yipping and whatever, and it all comes to a crescendo. And
Yeah, so what Pyron has been working on for most of the trip here is he's been, I forget the name of Veshna's periodical that they make about the cryptids. But he's been making these little figurines of some of like the cryptids that are especially featured in there. And he's kind of like laid them out on the shore. Okay, Callie, can you help me out with something?
Yeah, what do you need?
Okay, so if you could take the hat up into the sky, and then I'm gonna do a thing, and at the signal, you drop all the names out of the hat.
Okay. Won't that... I mean, isn't that bad? Won't it make... Working on the unit again at 9 o'clock at night. Good grief. Sorry for any construction noise behind me. Anyways, Callie looks at Pyron and is like, oh, won't that... I mean, won't it be hard to pick a name like that?
No, it's gonna be great. It's none of us are gonna have to pick, but it's gonna get picked. Trust me, it's gonna look really cool.
Okay, cool. What's the signal?
Probably won't blow anything up. Some things are gonna start glowing, hopefully.
And the hat, or...
No, down here. It'll be down here.
Okay. So when glowing things are on the ground, dump out the hat.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Do I go now?
Yeah.
So-
Let's do it now.
Okay.
During this conversation, the fawns have like gotten themselves worked up to a fever pitch because during this whole conversation, they're like still like, and so the water's on like, right? So everybody's just like screaming and hooting and hollering for this baby name as you're having this elongated conversation.
And so then Pyron, just with the little figurines that he's created, kind of sits with his guitar and starts strumming. And it's, you gotta like, ooh, what's your name? Ooh, cause you don't have one yet. And it's time to pick, ooh, what's your name? Ooh, what is your name? And as he's been doing that, with his performance magic, the cryptids that he's only seen kind of with Veshna's magazine and the drawings, the figurines start like, hopefully if the magic works, start glowing and like flittering around, and going to the falling names and like bursting them into sparkles until there's like only one left.
Awesome.
Oh
As soon as as soon as something starts glowing, Callie dumps it out.
Okay, I love that. And maybe the water folk push Beckney up like on a thing to catch it. And then like set him down, and then they're like, everyone's sort of expectantly like,
I think I got some of the fawn folks to like, I'm still playing like instrumental just as these little creatures are going around like poofing these different names that don't get picked. And I think I've trained some of the fawns to like, whenever one poofs, just yell like, that's not your name.
Is Tracy in there anywhere, or Stacy, or
that's I love this so much. All right, and so the last remaining name flutters into Beckney's open hand. What is the name?
Well, let's find out. The name is Leto. Leto.
That's my name.
Totally
And-
random chance. There were
Yay.
7 names.
I
Love
am so glad it wasn't the one that I suggested.
Listen, I was pulling for Awesome Rocket. Just saying.
And everyone is sort of like wildly excited. I think a bunch of the fawns like throw themselves into the lake and are like getting tossed around, and like everyone is just sort of having this sort of raucous party at this point. And you know, the foxes are like howling, and everyone is, all the acrobatics like parsley, rosemary, and thyme are all like pounding you on the back and being like, encore for Pyron. And everyone is very like excited for Leto, the baby, who's being passed around and given lots of snuggles. And Lavender comes over to you, Beckney, and says, that was a good choice.
Oh, I didn't pick.
You
I
did
didn't
well.
pick the baby picked the name. Thank you.
And
Is that it? Is that all we do for it? Because I don't know if I got one of these when I was a baby.
we can do one if you'd like.
Need a dance.
But I already have a
Dancing?
name.
We can just have a party then.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Beckney does the approximation of a dance that was taught to them. It's not great, but it's definitely full of heart.
And that's totally fine. And I think, you know, there's like a bunch of food and, you know, maybe rocks clacking together underwater and singing from the river folk, and is a big pate. And so I'd love to end here with a little moment from the big celebration of Lito's real name, and everybody having like a little moment of that. So go.
I can go first. Beckney is probably just every now and then making sure that Leto is not A, missing, or B, not being drowned, because they're not sure they trust the water folk to not like misunderstand how people breathe. But for the most part, they're just kind of laughing and dancing. Like they've taken the monocle off because they're worried about it breaking, and they're just kind of like weaving in and around people, like screaming, like their voice is already hoarse and they're just like screaming with joy.
We can go next.
Hannah, go next.
Okay, I've taken the baton. So, like, I imagine that at some point, Callie came back down during all of the excitement, and Sage, like, very casually just grabs her hand and is like, "Do you want to dance? I really like dancing. Do you like dancing?"
Callie's face just sort of goes red as her hand is just grabbed. And she's like, I'm not very good at it, but yes, I would very much like to dance with you. Yes. Yeah. Let's
do that now. Cool. It's like fighting, but without hitting each other.
That's a weird way to fight, but I'm game to try it.
Sorry, I'm just yeah, let's go.
Oh my god, it's unbearably wholesome.
Yeah, Callie just is sort of awkward with it at first, but I think she probably like gets the hang of it after, maybe like a quarter of the way through the song.
She's like, yeah, see how we like we're moving and it's kind of in sync, but like
yeah,
anyway.
This is fun. And yeah, Callie's face is just red the entire time, but she's grinning from ear to ear.
Anyway, someone else.
What's Vashna doing?
I think Vashna like congratulates Pyron and like asks Pyron to like show her how he like made all the things, and it's like totally participating in the party, and it's kind of like, hey Pyron, how did you get the things to go at the right time? Like that was really cool. And the song was great. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, no, thanks. It's only because like, I mean, all of those things were stuff that like you wrote though. So like, I only knew how to like make them because like I could remember like the pictures you had in there and like the stories you gave because you're so good at like conveying all that information to us and so many other awesome things. And how are you doing? He tries to like pull you away from the group. Tries to like split you off at the party now.
I feel like Vashna and Pyron have been like biffs for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's kind of like, I'm okay, Pyron. I'm okay. The cryptids was really nice. I think that it's nice for Leto to know. I mean, we can't teach them much about goblin stuff, but maybe we could teach them about our stuff. And I mean, our stuff worked fine for Beckney, so I mean, maybe Leto doesn't have to be. Maybe Leto just needs to be with people that love them. And I think it was nice to have these be part of the naming ceremony.
Yeah, I thought so.
I really hope that you show stuff like this to your dad when we get back, because I don't know. I think like I think he might like it more maybe than you think he would.
I mean, I could give it a shot. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. It's not like a spreadsheet or like a list of punishments.
But
What?
could you write the list of punishments in Firework?
I mean, I think I don't know where the chain there starts, because then there's going to be new punishments because of the fireworks, and then you have to make more fireworks for that, and it's like the who was that guy that just kept pushing the boulder up the hill and then it got crushed?
Yeah,
Steve? Was that Steve?
Steve.
But yes, while we're on the subject of changing the subject, you said something earlier about it's wrong. It would be wrong to want Fen to come with us, essentially. And it's not wrong for any of us to want Fen to come. It might be wrong to act against Fen's wishes, but you don't know what those are. And it's, regardless, even if Fen decides to stay, it's not wrong for wanting the rest.
Thanks, Pyron. I just we'll see what happens. And, either way, we'll be fine.
Yeah, and if we've always got the backup plan of running into the woods if anything goes wrong and forging new identities.
I think it's good that we always keep that in our back pocket.
Mm-hmm. Like the society evacuation button is always there.
Gotta have your inch bag, man. Gotta have your inch bag.
Pouncing, I think, comes out of the bush and says, "Are you guys done your feelings talk? Because, I'd really like to play tag."
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's we're done, and don't worry, that's the one feeling talk. You only do one ever, so it'll never happen again.
Pangolin.
Pouncing would love to do acrobatics.
Are you good at tag?
Some types of tag.
He can literally
not so much the kind with running. I've kind of got like some stubby legs compared to most people, but I mean I can roll pretty quick.
And Pouncing tags you with one human finger and says, "You're it! Come on!"
Vector goes immediately into fox form and dips.
And like all the foxes are like running around and like jumping off Pyron, sort of acrobatic.
I ball off and I'm just chasing them like the boulder from Indiana
Oh my god,
Jones.
and they love it. They love it. So I love that
It's
like
amazing.
image. I love the image of like Sage and Callie like having this sort of like heartfelt moment dancing by the fire as a pangolin and a bunch of foxes like roll by. It's very good. All right, and what about Fen?
Yeah, I think Finn has like kind of gotten away from the noise for just a moment, as I assume near Una, and just going, this is really great, but we both know that I have to go back. The people that they have spent, like, I didn't fit in, but they, made sure that I had a circle, and they're maybe not the elders that I thought that I had, but they're the ones that I did have. So I've got Bubbles kind of looked after me for a long time, kind of kept me safe after I wound up where I did. I've gotta go back, but I want you to come with me so that the elders, the elders will know that did have a place that would fit in, even if it wasn't with them. They were never, cruel to me, so I would at least like to give them that.
Will you stay there? People who weren't cruel to me is a kind of a low bar. I mean, look around you. Look at all of these people. They're your circles. And you will go back to they weren't cruel to me? You would choose that over this?
No. I think that it's important for me to, at least for a little while, to stay here and see what I have been missing, I guess. I think that this is the next chapter, but the last one has to end. It's not, I want them to see me somewhere that I want them to see.
Were they brain corals to you? They were. They're brain corals, aren't they?
One, yeah. Yeah. One, yeah. But, I think they're probably, once somebody tells them that they look like a nematode, they'll probably come back to the town. But yeah, they're kind of hot shit at the moment, and so it would be nice to... I want them to see what the future can look like for me. It's not just minding the river at the crossing.
I have never been past the edge of the lake, but I will come with you.
I can introduce you to the Lucrocata. They're a lot. They're interesting conversation, at least.
And I think Una looks at you and says, "You're not really what I expected, but I'm glad you're here."
Not the first time I've heard that. But I'm happy to be here. We can figure out who I am. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
And we'll just sort of have our camera pan out on everyone doing their thing. And that will be the end of this episode. And then maybe in the morning, we can move everybody to the Goblin Hotel.
Awesome. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed that session a lot. We're going to go on a raid. Before we do, though, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they want to share or plug. And then I've got a couple of things, sponsors, and a quick announcement, and then we'll go on the raid. So we'll go over sort of from how we started. So, Calliope, we'll start with you. Favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share?
Oh my god, I refuse to go first this time because everyone
Okay.
always makes me think of better parts. I liked everything, which is a cop-out, but this was really great. I've been waiting for this session for a long time, and it, like, all the things. I liked all the things. I'm Calliope.
Awesome.
I'm very pleased. You can move on with someone else.
All right. Hannah, we'll go with you.
As a person who goes second, I'm always trying to think of an obscure thing I really like so that other people can. I don't take the big one right at the start. Anyway, I really liked the very weird idea. We had catapulting a squirrel, throwing a rock through the barrier, bringing all the fawns to the lake. That just the chaos energy was very fun with that. And obviously, I loved Pyron's whole deal. I could see it, and it was beautiful. And you can find me here again, and I exist on the internet. If you want to be friends, I'll think about it.
Awesome. Oh, that was just great. Pat, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
My favorite part was, I don't think one specific moment, but just a general attitude of Veshna just masterfully dodging, just like diving out of the way at every opportunity. Yeah, especially there at the end. Sorry. You can catch me tomorrow on my channel with at least one more person in this game, for the finale of our 3-part They Came From Beneath the Sea trilogy of Neon Knights. It'll be old westerny fun, I've been told. As is the responsibility of the third film in any trilogy. It is set in the Old West. And then also Sunday on my channel, Urban Shadows Ruby Tooth Bay too. I think that's it for me.
All right. Jay, same questions.
Yeah, I don't know. Favorite part. I'm just running it all back in my head real quick. I think my favorite part, oddly enough, was all the Fox's reactions to everything, because it was a little how I was feeling as well. I'm like, Beckney would be like a little subtle, but also not really getting anything. But inside, I'm just like, just deal with it so we can go play tag already. So that I really appreciated, because it definitely gave like a voice to everyone's internal, like, oh my, can we get past the teenage feelings bit to like whatever else there is to do, anything. Other than that, yeah, like the whole thing was great. I was so stoked to see what Pat had going, because he messaged me earlier and I'm like, just please take over, do whatever you want. I made up a naming in a hat, I don't care. So I was really excited to see that, and it blew my expectations out of the water, literally. Where you can find me next will be on this coming Saturday for Animus Absentis at 6 Mountain Time, where we have a new crew member. And we're all trying basically not to give each other all of our horrible sordid pasts, and it turns out we're all on the same page.
You could say that you're all in the same boat.
We're on a ship. But yes, I suppose you could say that. This was great. Thank you.
Yeah. I see. Favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I think, oh man, so I'm still IC Historian, still all the places I feel like being found. I think my favorite part of this was how relatively easy it was on the emotions. I think that it was just some very, like, we had a light, fun, frivolous, frothy good time tonight. I don't know what you all are talking about. But yeah, I think that this is fascinating because it's interesting. As someone who I like Calliope, I'm also a middle level educator. So it's fascinating for me to be thinking about that age level, but with the life experience of someone who is, 6 days into being 35 years old. So that has been very interesting, like internally. I think my favorite part in terms of like the plotting of this episode is how we kind of all came together to participate in this naming ceremony. And I think that that's really cool, because I think a lot of the things we've been talking about are like various different forms of identity. And I think it's nice that we literally came back to that to sort of seal this up. And yeah, I can be found with Pat on Sundays for Urban Shadows. I can be found with Pat and Zan on Sundays for Urban Shadows. Zan and Calliope on Mondays. I think I'm in all of the Gaming the Systems from now until the end. And other people when I do other things. So yeah, I exist and do stuff, and it's cool.
Awesome. And Zan, favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
Yeah, so I'm Zan. I am a professional GM and content creator for a whole bunch of really cool stuff out there. Favorite part is tricky. I think all of the emotional growth is wonderful, and this delicious teenage angst is a slice of life, smorgasbord of desserts. But my favorite moment is the eldritch horrors that were the foxes. Just the weird shifting, like everything, like it was such a strange element to a very, very emotional episode, and it was the weirdness that was necessary to to make it feel more alive, I think. Like, okay, yeah, we can still all have our little bullshits that are going on, but the rest of the world is still weird and they don't particularly care. They're not going to stop being them just because we're going through some stuff. And I really enjoyed that little contrast. I thought was really great. And as for where you can find me, like Pat said, we'll be wrapping up our 3-part. The name has not been decided yet, so we'll see what that is. But if you like me and They Came From Beneath the Sea, I'll also be running that next Monday for our Gaming the Systems. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic time, and I am beyond delighted to be doing it. You can also find me Tuesday and Friday mornings in the wee hours over on Polished Cryptids channel, and Sundays over on Attack channel as well. Here coming up in just a little bit, I'm gonna have some cool projects dropping. I've got the 5e Dreaded Necromancer, which is a fun take about the society's reaction to someone that is too exposed to the energies of life and death. And it's going to be a really fun class to have and to play, and so you should definitely check that out on the places that it's being play tested. Also, I will have some casting calls coming up for some cool shows, at least one of which is going to be an Angry Hamster publishing game. Dadgummit, that it's going to happen. It's been too long. Got to play some. So stay tuned on my Twitter as well. That's all my stuff, because, man, everything's going on. Everything's coming up in September. Ain't nothing happening in August, but September's going to be big.
Awesome. That just leaves, Calliope. Were there any other favorite moments that you wanted to mention?
I mean, I think we'd be remiss not to mention the IC Historian best supporting character in a drama moments, which is hilarious and wonderful and get you right in the feels. I also really love the Eldritch Horrors. My favorite part, though, was the sudden realization that their heads would, after saying it out loud, that their heads would be way, way too big for their bodies. And this idea that they're trying to just keep face planting into the ground is that's going to live rent free in my head for a while. And I loved the naming ceremony and I loved all of it. So carry on. Good job, everyone.
Wait, but before we transition, there is one thing that everyone should be aware of, and it's this fucking joke that was made in our private chat, because it is possibly the best thing ever. I'm not gonna say the worst, but it's not the worst. It's the best. The person who said the joke want to say it, or okay, all right, because it is about you. Man, it is so good. Where did that thing go? All right, what would you call it if you tried to toss Zan's character out of a river? Defin a straight. Man, that was too good to not make it onto the reel.
That's so good.
It was great. All right, that just leaves me. My favorite part, obviously, because I am a hopeless romantic. The Sage and Callie dance was, of course, my favorite part. That's just up there. But also, yeah, all the Veshna stuff was amazing, and like Sage talking to Veshna, like that interaction was really good. Yeah, very, very emotional stuff in the best way. And then there was one other thing that I really enjoyed, and it just completely exited my brain. Oh, Pat's song was incredible.
Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was amazing. That and all the jokes as well. The defenestrate was great, and Ekadorlax made a really good one in chat too. It was something about adding more circles.
You
to
have
the
multiple
fin.
circles. Yeah.
Yeah, to the fin chart. It was great.
You could have a fin diagram.
A fin diagram. That's
That
what
was
it
it.
was.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness
yeah,
gracious.
I butchered
That
that
is
one, sorry.
beautiful.
But the whole thing was great. Where you can find me next today is Tuesday. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll have our finale of Exodus. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then other things to share or plug. Sponsors, I'm going to throw those into chat again. Our Fundamental RPG, Intrepid, and Die Hard Dice. Fundamental RPG is the system that we use for this game. That was the other thing I was going to comment on. I thought it was really neat that we didn't roll any dice tonight, really.
Sorry.
That was kind of cool. No, that's
No, that was
fine.
great.
It was neat. That's like a positive thing. But yeah, Fundamental RPG is the system that we use for this game. So obviously it can be used for high fantasy, but it's not tied to any specific genre. So you can do everything from stuff like this to sci-fi, and everything in between. So if you want to pick up a physical copy, you can do that on Amazon. If you like digital versions, like if you prefer to have it on your phone or tablet or something like that, you can pick that version up at coffee.com/Raven, like it says at the bottom of the screen. And until the end of the month, it's half off, so you can get it for less than $10. So I highly recommend picking that up before the month is over. Intrepid is also at coffee.com/Raven. It's an adventuring geared for real life. Really cool products with a tabletop theme. And then Die Hard Dice is, as you may have guessed, dice. They sell metal and polymer dice and dice adjacent things. It's a fantastic company and really good products. I highly recommend checking out dieharddice.com. And specifically the Fey Bloom set right now. It is one of my favorites. It's a blue and purple gradient. Looks really cool. There's a link directly to that set in chat. And then if you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your order. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And then the other announcement that I had was just a reminder that if you enjoy our Animus Absentis show, the one that we have on Saturday nights, I do have a lore and roleplay server just for that world now. There's a link to it in chat. So the entire setting is eventually going to get turned into its own tabletop book. But in the meantime, you can read up on all the lore of the planets and factions and things like that on the server, and you can make your own characters and just have fun in sort of that sci-fi sandbox that we have set up. There's currently an event going on, so I'm posting periodic things about this sort of cloak and dagger event that's happening in our solar system in the setting, and there's big implications of what might happen depending on how things go. So if you want to make a character and interact with that story, you are able to do so. I think that's everything. So our raid cry is "Don't F with Big Baby," and we're gonna go raid Nerdsmith. They're awesome. Give them a follow if you're not doing so already, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.